I know the board of trustees here. So why don't we begin our meeting? And the first thing we'll have is a membership report from Mary Ann and Pat.
Okay, well, I'm just beginning to get a handle on membership, and I circled the room earlier today when I got here, and I said, what I want, if I'm going to go out and write letters to people and ask them to give us another $20 for another year, is I want some success stories to tell them. I want to say we had this many guest speakers, we gave away this many computers to these people who have real life stories to tell, and that's really why it's important for you to re-up your membership to KCS. So I've already talked to Pat and to where'd he go? Okay, Jim. So they're going to talk to each other, and because Pat interviews people, but she says she doesn't know who, after she interviews them, she doesn't know who actually gets a computer. So I want to find out when Pat talks to them, and she's the one that's doing the interviewing, and they give her the whole long story about they're a single parent and they're going to school and you know, I want to hear those success stories and how we're making a difference, because I know that at the college, I am sending people to New Horizons for computers, because I've got students coming out my ears. This last week was the first week of classes, and I have people that don't have computers and don't know how to do their classes. So anyway, I am getting up to speed on this, but I want to start sending out renewal information, but I don't want it to be just a real dry send me $20 letter. I am hearkening back to the days of when I was a professional fundraiser, and you got to tell a story.
Yeah. And I agree totally with them. I think it should not only be the success stories, but I think it should be talking about what we are going to be doing that makes it
Right.
reason to become a member. You know, like what kind of training classes or classes are we going to have, who we're going to have here, like, you know, getting quality, you know, people to produce presentations makes a huge difference. And, you know, people wanting to become members. And so I think we should, one of the things,
get something for their $20.
yeah, because one of the things I want to go back up and talk about is getting our, I like having things ahead, you know, like we've got the flyer for our next training class, you know, it's already out. You know, Carol put it together, you know, and I think once you have a template for all these things, it's easy to do the thing, because the next one's not hard to do because you already,
all you editing your template.
all you got to do is put the items in there. But I think it's very important that we get our list of speakers for the next year. And we want to have a list of speakers by the summer so they can cover the rest of the whole year. And then we have maybe a stand-in speaker in the event that we need to, you know, if somebody doesn't show up, we can go back up and take them in there. So I think that, and then I think one of the other things that Mary Ann has done is this, you know, schedule of events is really, this is just a super idea about, I don't know if you've been up there, she changed some of the things when we were on our Zoom class with the schedule event on our website. So that when you go back up and you want to look at what's going on this month, you know, which you can go back up and you can click on that and it will tell you it's Zoom and here's the Zoom password and Zoom class it's going to be for that. Right. And it gets all these things. So it makes things, we want to try to make things easy, you know, what I always call a no-brainer. And you make it into a no-brainer format so it's easy to be able to use. And then what we want to do is go back up and like Mary Ann was talking about, tell the story so people can understand why we're doing it and what makes sense. Okay, you want to give us an update on Jim on the New Horizon? Jim, or Jim, I guess two Jims. So
okay,
you know, whichever one you want to answer.
That's James Host.
Yes, I'm referring to Jim Bromley.
Do we want to what do we want to do with the new position descriptions at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we can go do that. You know, you're the one that's got the floor, so
that's
tell what you're.
Okay. I have a couple of new position descriptions for KCS computing senior for New Horizons. One of them is the New Horizons computer refurbisher duties and responsibilities. Let me pass these around. I thought you had copies of these.
Yeah, I got them right here. I can pass them the other direction.
Pass them out?
I'll pass them the other direction.
Okay.
I'll pass them the other direction.
Well, I only got a couple, so.
There's nothing going the other direction. No, we can go make some copies over in the desk in the library. We can go make copies.
Okay. Let me just go through these. The duties and responsibilities of the computer refurbisher. Right now I have an assistant. So there are two of us doing this work. Intakes all computers donated to KCS New Horizons. Determines operational suitability of donations by running hardware diagnostics and making repairs and upgrades as required. Okay, so every computer that comes in, I have a computer, I have a hardware diagnostics program that I can run on the computer. It doesn't have to have anything on the hard drive, doesn't have Windows on there or anything. It'll boot into this program. Okay, and identify everything that's on the hard drive, size, everything that's on the computer, the size of the hard drive, how much memory it has, all kinds of technical information is on there. And then it will test all those components to make sure that everything's working properly. And it's a gauge for me to determine, this computer needs a specific part, or this computer has a specific issue we need to investigate it further. Refurbisher will make notes regarding computer specifications and diagnostic findings on a check sheet. I have a check sheet that I use to gives a list of all the software that I'm installing on the computer. Okay, so I don't miss anything. And I should have brought one of those sheets along so you could see what it looks like, but just a check sheet for us. So we make sure that we've got all the software on there that we need, and a series of steps that we go through in testing the computer out. Confers with New Horizons coordinator, assistant coordinator regarding any parts needed. Maintains an inventory of spare parts and other supplies needed for computer repairs. Removes all software from donated computer, installs operating system and other software authorized by New Horizons coordinator, and completes the supply check sheet. If required, activates Windows operating system with provided certificate of authenticity and applies COA label to computer case. You know, when you buy a computer, every computer has a little label on it called the COA, and it shows, it explains what operating system is on that computer, and a product key that you can use to activate Windows. Okay, that's what I'm talking about with the COA. Maintains appropriate records of all refurbishments, and assists in delivery and installation of computers at the client site is required. The other one is the interviewer. Interviews all applicants to determine eligibility to receive a donated computer, discusses interview results with New Horizons coordinator, and signs the interviewer line on the application form. So what I'm proposing, when I move to the board, I'd like to move that the board adopt these two additional position descriptions.
Do we have a second? Okay, Irene, a second. Let's have a discussion.
So did he make the motion?
No,
Who made the motion?
I did.
he did.
Yeah,
He did. Irene seconded. Let's have a discussion about it. My discussion is obviously he must know what he's doing. because he's done it.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty cut and dry.
Discussion.
I need the help. Let's do it.
That's my discussion.
I just have a request. Could you turn in the expenses a little more often?
That's probably on me.
Oh, sure. How often do you want them? I mean, that's the first 3 months right there that James about to sign off on. January through March. Because I think we caught it up through December, so it would be on last year's budget.
Yeah,
Okay, so how often do you want me to
We
submit?
have to be December. We're caught up from last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from last year.
every 3 months would be good.
Every 3 months would be good? Okay, so once a quarter, I can,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll show in the budget too.
okay.
All in favor of new position descriptions?
Right.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passed, we got them accepted. You know, one of the things on the position descriptions,
Those are for you to sign
Okay.
and date, and I don't know where these are actually kept, so when you,
I think we
With
should
the
keep them
paper.
on we should keep them on our website. It's a simple place to put them.
on the website?
Yeah.
I don't notice, I haven't noticed that on the website.
But I mean, I think we should put them on the website so we know, because I think the position description should be on the website along right after our bylaws. So, you can see, a person's got this position, what they're doing and what they're not doing. One of the things, yeah, bylaws are on there, yes. I think the bylaws are on there. But anyway, bylaws are not on our website?
I think so. No.
I don't believe they are.
Well, do you think we should put the bylaws on the website?
Is that typical?
Are you bringing up information that?
Well, it's not secret information. If I'm interested in joining an organization, it might be nice to be able to see their bylaws.
Bylaws for sure, and then if you want to have the position descriptions, you could do that too, if somebody's thinking of becoming an officer or working one of the positions. I would think that would, because the website is grossly out of date,
Yeah,
because,
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got in there and changed them all.
you can't so much on.
you went to great pains to describe exactly what those changes are, need to be, yeah.
Okay, well, then we're getting that all updated. But one of the things that I spoke with when I was at Staples, and I also stopped at Best Buy, was looking at it and see if we could get more input of laptops and computers, because they all, take them back in. We would have James is talking about, he reviews them, analyzes them, and determines what he needs to do with them. What, have we ever thought about going back up and working in partnership with the computer classes at the Bremerton High School? Because they're very close to us, and have them work with us, to do updating of computers. Have we ever thought of that?
I don't know that that's possible, John.
Because of,
No, I don't think that's ever come up while I've been with KCS. We've talked about getting Olympic College
Okay.
students involved.
so what do you think about that, Marianne? Olympic
Well,
College?
I'm not plugged into the computer department, but I think that would be a fine idea for somebody to go and talk to them about it.
Because I think the more outreach and more partnerships we have, the better off we are as an organization, because we're gonna then have, people that we can connect with. And I think those are all good things to go back up, whether it's at the college, and go talk to the people at the college and see if there are some people that would like to, as part of their basic computer science class, come and help refurbish the computers. So does anybody else have some thoughts on it? Let's have some discussion here.
Does anybody have those ins? Like, you obviously said you could, but can you facilitate that discussion with the computer
I can
department?
try and find, if you can describe to me what it is that you want the computer department to do.
Jim,
I
like,
can- I can see if I can contact the people that are in that department.
Well, let's just have the discussion. I mean, my view would be was to have somebody that wants to come up and put X number of hours in learning how to refurbish computers, bring them up to date, bring them up to standard. And they come up and, they can use that on their resume for the future that
I
they
can call
volunteer.
and see, I don't know that they're teaching hardware at college. They're
That's
teaching-
my point.
Yeah, they're
You're
teaching
getting
programming.
way ahead.
Okay,
The first thing is to just ask the question.
Yeah.
What classes do you have?
well, that's right. We can go back in and
I don't think, I don't know.
I
I'm
can
not
ask.
current, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I can bring that back to the next meeting, and that would be something we
Yeah.
can have, when we put on,
Inquiry.
we can have that back. Go ahead, Pat.
I'd like to know what Jim Bromley thinks of it, because this directly affects him.
Yeah, what do you think of?
You want to herd a bunch of high school or college students,
He'd be
right?
the one hurting, hurting.
Yeah.
To quote Marianne.
Yeah, we could
Sometimes
use,
helpful people are less than helpful.
Yeah, we could use a little extra help. I mean, it'd be just a matter of coordinating when they would be available and having one of us available and letting, we have to be at the church to let them in and stuff. Just a matter of, some logistics.
Yeah, that would have to be a prearranged, like,
That's fine.
hi,
Arrange meetings, yeah.
yeah.
Plus liability, does our insurance cover that? I mean, it's not a simple,
Well, the thing is, let's go explore some of those things. Let's make a list of the things we need to explore. Is there a class? Does our insurance policy, we must have a board and directors insurance there that we have for the board here.
covers the board, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing, the board and directors insurance also has an extension that,
I don't know.
protects
I
it,
don't
but who
That's
knows
fine.
about the board and directors insurance? Who has a copy of the policy?
I have the policy.
Okay, well, let's go bring that. That'll be an item for discussion at the next meeting. We can go find out, does it work and does it not work and all those things.
Jim Bromley and Jim Post, is there a specific time that you guys regularly get together to work on computers?
Been ad hoc.
Afternoons at 3, or is it just, hi, Jim, let's do it today?
It's ad hoc and it's primarily, he goes solo because he's the primary refurbisher and I haven't actually got my hands even dirty on that yet. So.
Because there might be people that actually would be interested in learning something about refurbishing, since we used to do hands-on, blow the dust bunnies out kind of stuff. And if you picked a time and you said, every Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be at the church, we can put it on the calendar. And then, people could say, if this is something that you would be interested in learning how to do, you want to learn something as simple as how to put new RAM chips in, then come on over and we'll show you how to put RAM chips in your computer and you can help us put some RAM chips in another computer. Kind of a thing. But
And it also
Take
for
your
members,
time.
and also for membership, maybe some of our members would like to go back up and look, and the thing is, I think we should look at things. I don't know, a wider, broader, perspective of what we can do and what we think about doing. But let's bring that up, discussion is good, learning is good. And and we'll find out, maybe our policy limits us from being able to go do it, but that would be for having somebody come over, but we still have members, because that includes I'm sure our policy covers members. So we would not have a problem with members coming there. But
I think it would also, I don't know what the discussion was with our saviors. Who did you say would be coming into their building?
I don't think we actually, covered that in detail. It was us and associated people, like they gave us a pretty open leeway on keys too. Like we have ability to copy the key sets and distribute with our own leisure. So
Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty open-ended.
all these things are discussion points that should have for discussion. Okay.
Right now, is a
Well,
discussion.
yeah.
Anybody,
Yeah.
is anybody interested in learning how to do some of this stuff?
Yes. And and those things are important for us to be able to go back up. And I think that, people that join the club maybe are going to be interested in learning about what a computer looks like inside, and how it works and what needs to take this, that, and the other thing apart.
Mm.
Okay. That takes care of that. We're on the number 7, election of officers. And go ahead, got a question? Okay. Election of officers, and let me go back. Some people have asked me about if I want to be beyond this 2 months. I wanted to start doing some traveling, and I asked whoever, if they want me to be, I want to make sure I've got a vice president that's going to be able to become the president and also can handle meetings. Because if I decide to take my motor home and go on a trip up to Vancouver Island and it happens to last longer than I want somebody to go back up and take, because I've been president of chairman of a lot of things, so I don't, it's not about not, but it's just about the time, because I want to go do some things with my wife. And so somebody comes up and says, hey, I'm your perfect vice president. I'll be able to take over from you. And if you find the perfect vice president, then I would maybe think about doing it, because then, but if we can't find the perfect vice president, then we come May, we're going to have to go and turn the thing over to, whoever's going to be the new president, because I don't want to do it without having that happen. Yes, Ed.
My understanding that, things are accepted in my family.
Pro tem, like,
Yeah.
in the interim, I am probably not able to sign off on the taking over as president part of the role, just because of my future is still unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because I'm still looking for a new job, so that comes first, unfortunately.
So, and we gotta go back in, and if you wanna come and talk to me, come and talk to me. You know, and because I will head us through May, and what I wanna do is if I do go on, I'd like to go back up and I'm gonna automate or template a lot of things that we do. You know, whether it happens to be, you know, we should have, like, Carol just made the template for our next training class, which we're gonna send over to the library, which will send out to all the libraries. Because we want to do is we want to have more than just our membership. We'd like to get more people to come here and look. So we want to get that out, you know, and the same thing, like, you know, I made a little bit of, you know, list of things I thought needed to be done, and I don't know if people, you know, like to have cookies and things like that. And I don't know if these are, you know, things like, you know, we've done or not done, but, you know, I think it's things that we should think about. You know, is that a smart thing to go do or not a smart thing to go do when we have these things? So I don't know, you know. But I think we should have you know, the coffee and water set up. You know, do we want to have that at our meetings, or are we just going to forget about it? Or do you think we should put some, you know, we got the money to go do it, you know, so do we want to go back up and buy a couple of dozen cookies or whatever we have, and some little thing that we have when we come here? You know, I think it's much more friendly and much more, I'm gonna call it inviting to have the coffee, the water, the cookie, donut, wherever, the brownies, whatever it is, you know, to have it here. But the thing is that's why, you know, I sent out this April meeting checklist, you know, who's gonna do these things, because I think it's very important that we have just a little template that goes back up and checks and says, Irene's going to be taking care of membership, and, you know, and Carol's going to bring the next flyer, you know, and all these things, so we can get everything organized. I think that's important, you know, and that's sent out a month ahead of time. We know next month who's going to be there. And if it turns out that you can't be there, you can get a hold of me or get a hold of the vice president, or the vice president's here. He knows who's going to be there to go do it. Do we have any other discussion? Does anybody else think that that's a good idea or a bad idea?
It's a good idea to have coffee and a drink.
Yeah.
I think that we've definitely seen a tremendous increase in the in-person participation.
Yeah.
Like where we have a good amount of people here, so it makes sense to have some refreshments.
Yes.
I mean, if we were still like most people on Zoom, it wouldn't make as much sense, but given the fact that we're so heavy back already of people here, that why not?
So is that going to be a problem? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the suggestion was to have a meeting, set up committee.
Mhm.
I really think it's a good idea, and you can have a sign up fee, whatever you want, and people can sign up for this page, that page, whatever,
Cool.
as long as you get it started. We've got a lot of items over here that need to be taken care of. I'm got them all packed up for whoever's going to be taken care of and set up.
Yeah.
And I've shown, and Word is very helpful with me and others today getting it set up, so that's really important. If you want to have coffee, that's an important item, but somebody has to be responsible. There you go.
So is that something that you would do as a setting?
I would certainly help.
Okay, well, that's all, you know, what, see what we gotta do. I just, and this is just me thinking, you know, and talking, is I think we should have somebody that's assigned these jobs. You know, and in a primary and a secondary, you know, and not everybody has problems, you know, they have the cat, the dog, the wife, the stubbed toe or whatever it is, and we have all those things, so we should just have a primary and a backup. And, you know, so would somebody act as a backup to Ward?
As far as having things to eat,
I will.
Okay,
I'd like to have you if I'm gonna be in that committee.
okay. Well, that answers, we've got a primary and a secondary for setup. Now, I think we should, you know, we're on the trustees, we should go back up and rotate go get the cookies. You know, if it's, you know, You know, and if it's your cycle on getting cookies, it's James' cycle to get cookies, he goes, picks up his favorite cookies.
I can
Or
bring
whatever.
cookies, John.
Okay,
If somebody wants to set the coffee up.
Yeah.
I can bring cookies.
okay,
I just can't lift those little things of water though.
okay. Well,
I brought milk today because I've seen coffee here in the past and I hate powdered cream.
Yeah.
So I brought milk in case there was coffee so that I could have some milk. and-
so now, next time we got a plan, boards, primary, Irene secondary for setup, BJ is gonna go back up and bring the cookies and I don't know the coffee machine. I don't know if the coffee machine, I don't know where it's at, but if
There
there's.
is no coffee machine. I brought 2 coffee pots and all the coffee stuff, and it's a hassle.
That's a hassle, okay,
Yeah, we got a couple of coffee makers over at the church.
okay.
Part of our stuff over there.
So then I think because it's a hassle, we shouldn't do it. Just
Water would be.
water satisfactory. Is that okay? Yeah, go ahead.
I have the water over here, you're welcome to take it, I got containers I'm donating to take it out.
Okay.
All going-
But
So whoever takes care of the water, the rest, the side and all of that, some big responsibility, you may wanna have 2 people working on it.
Question. What is the split between decaf and fully leaded? Because like, if we could just do one pot of coffee, it seems a lot easier than wrangling multiple different varieties.
This time of the day, I guess.
Just,
We had coffee and hot water. And could we keep things in the code there?
Probably not.
No.
Otherwise, every.
Somebody would like it.
Want to store their
Some-
coffee stuff here.
Somebody would like it probably.
Or just bring
But I
some
think we
instant,
could
you don't have
also
to worry
go on
about
to
a coffee
coffee.
maker at all.
or they'd get ants or something. They'll
Yeah.
complain. They
Well,
won't-
whoever, if somebody could go back up and just go and pick up the coffee at Starbucks or whatever it is, or Dunkin' Donuts, or whatever their favorite coffee is, and just pick up a gallon of coffee and I don't know.
That's gonna be quite a cost.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, let's explore the cost. Let's see what the cost would be. I can go look and see how much a gallon of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts or look and see how much it is. What?
We have something.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sign up for the Panera Bread Infinite Coffee Plan where you pay $12 a month. I'm just gonna fill the cup up over and over. And over.
How many of us really want coffee? I mean, you need coffee.
We may not. I mean, maybe water satisfactory. Maybe water satisfactory.
Well, I think it's a good topic to look into to see what that cost is, because I mean, like, again, I go back to my question, like, do we need to have decaf and regular too? Like, it's like doubling the amount of work and stuff to lug. If we just did regular coffee for those who want it, that seems a lot easier.
Sounds good to me. too.
Why don't you bring it up at the next meeting? See
And
Fair enough.
if the group would like coffee.
Yeah.
Bring the donut, we can bring the cookies or cotton or whatever, brownies or whatever it is. And BJ said she's gonna take care of that, so,
Take care of what?
For May, she
For
only
May- for May.
volunteered for May, right?
May, then we're gonna
Cookies for
rotate.
May.
Cookies for,
Cookies for the May.
yeah, Carol.
We need to also consider that we don't have anything on for the
budget.
expense on the budget. And we would have to,
We have to go back and make an adjustment for the
Yes.
budget. Well, let's go let's go, man, we'll explore it and get the questions answered about what it costs and see where we're gonna go and what makes sense. We have the water, right, Ed? We got the water over here. Ed?
Oh,
Water's over there.
Okay, so we got the water. So let's just do water and cookies on the May meeting and we'll figure out where that goes from there.
Well,
Okay.
it's been bringing water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not an expense.
Okay.
I would bring the water.
Okay. Okay, the next thing is, I think is past training. There were some very good training sessions that we've had, from that are on our website of, like we had the director of the hospital come over here and talk. I think we've had elected officials, whether it's the, state or senator or representative come in and talk about what they've done at the legislative session. We've had, and to go back up and look at what do we really want to do for our training? What kind of training do we want to have?
So
Is
this
it gonna,
is for membership.
yes,
training,
remember,
Mhm.
it's just, going back in and having, when we go ahead, girl.
you're talking about the speaker for
The
the
class,
speakers.
yeah,
not
just
we're
like-
talking speakers.
Yeah, just like Nathan did, yes.
Yeah, the
Speaker.
speaker rather than training.
You know, next month, we've got it taken care of. It's gonna be the people from the, you know,
Health
from
department.
health department are gonna talk. So, but if we can go back up and see what is it, and then I think we could come and have those, let's everybody have one thing that they bring back at next month's meeting that they'd like to see, a training done on, or a class, training session, or, because, I wouldn't mind having one of our representatives come and talk about what they did at the legislature this year. What kind of things they passed, what's new and
Yeah.
exciting.
Or
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, more taxes, even if that's what it is, but I mean, to have somebody come and talk about, the good, the bad, and the ugly of what we did at the government. I think it would be nice to have the new hospital and talk about, the hospital had all these problems with the ability to, handle when they got locked up there. And just say where they're at right now, and did it have any impact in their, and come and have the hospital come and speak. But
The
what,
health department comes next month,
health department comes next month.
next month.
Yeah,
Also, John, which hospital are you speaking of?
about our hospital here in Silverdale,
Oh, okay.
our hospital in Silverdale.
Thought so.
They got locked up and they couldn't get their records out, and, it'd be interesting. I'd be interested in hearing about, what they had to do, how they got unlocked, and, to me, that seems interesting story that you'd want somebody that was into computer technology to go back up and listen on that. But I think next time, if we can just have every person come back with one idea that they think that would really be an interesting presentation, and then what we'll do is we just rotate around the table and tell me what it is, and BJ's looking for ideas to who we should contact, to go have these training classes. This one today was outstanding.
It was,
Yeah,
which says to me, past things be so outdated in terms of what they talked about, that we need to be thinking about these current things.
yeah,
Sure.
That speakers,
yeah,
it was outstanding today.
it was outstanding, but
Although the board did talk about when Doug suggested that Televite come and talk to us, and I contacted him, and he is going to come. That will be more on the current spam and what's going on with emails and things like that. Are you suggesting that perhaps I ask him to do?
No, because that's rather current stuff.
Yeah.
Even though
Okay.
he talked in the past, he talked about whatever then
Okay,
and whatever is now. Yeah.
because he's planned for
September,
November, I think.
Yeah.
which one?
November.
November.
But I mean, if we come up and in the next meeting, everybody has an idea of what they would think would be a good training class session. And then we'll figure out, who is, and maybe we know, maybe James has a friend that's of the, the representative at the legislature, and would be willing to ask ask her to come, or I think they're hers, to come and talk with us. And then what we do then we can make this whole thing and make it really interesting, easy for BJ, and say, well, I'm going to take care of getting a hold of our representative, and I'm going to get a hold of the hospital and whatever it is. And then when we get done, we'll have next year's training for the whole year laid out. And we'll have people that are and we don't have to search and hunt and peck and then we'll have a backup of what it is. And I think that that's something that would be very good. I think that one of the things that I think is, I just put some out here like AARP come and have and talk about what AARP is doing for senior people. I'd have them come here. They've got an office over in Seattle. Maybe they'd come down and see, is going back up in, Big Cheese. And I think he did an excellent presentation. Maybe he would come back and talk about one aspect of, that he thought would very interest us because he's been here. So I think that'd be an excellent.
I have a question.
Yes,
So then you're speaking of next month, May's, we already have a speaker.
yeah,
So then you are really saying that everybody next month should bring something we can all do for the next, like.
September and
fall, right,
October. Yeah.
uh-huh,
year,
Yeah.
right.
next year, because
Okay,
I mean, whether I am going to continue as president or not, I just like organization. I think unorganized places are unorganized for a reason. And that's just because they don't, don't go off, and we want to go back up and get the whole year done. And it's all laid out, and we know who's gonna come and who's gonna contact them, and bam, it's done, just like who's making cookies.
If we can do that, but I am going to ask the county sheriff if he can be our speaker in September. Anyway, just so you're all
Yeah.
interested in the
Yeah.
sheriff.
Well, I think
The
that,
sheriff?
I think having the sheriff come here and talk about crime and, crime
Right,
in our
right.
county, and, what to watch out for and all.
Okay,
that.
I'll do that.
If
one.
we get interesting
That's a big
presentations,
one.
we're gonna fill this place up every time. And if we don't, and if we just don't, and if we don't plan ahead, like we always say in the Navy, piss poor, planning usually ends up with piss poor performance. And so we want to go back up and make sure that we got it all laid out, and we get it all laid out, it makes it simple, and then if James takes over when I'm gone, it won't be no problem, he'll know how to do it, it's all laid out, and we know what he's gonna do, and bam, it's done. And that's the way we want to go back and lay this thing out, my thoughts. But anyway, one of the things I've spoken with Carol, and I think we had a combination, because the great gift, people are gonna be giving donations. We have, I think there was at least a couple hundred, I think, when I was up there. And I think we need to make sure we're giving thank yous to people. And Carol said that she would send that thank yous out, to the great give donators. And I think that's a,
Are you gonna take care of that then, Carol?
I have one. I have one on the computer already.
Okay.
Just, I'll print them.
Yeah,
Send
we
them to
should,
individual people.
because that
I-
helps for contacts.
You were right on target as far as scheduling the speakers, because that's been my biggest problem. And rarely people have situations where they can't present. If you have a schedule and you can reach out and bring somebody in that was scheduled ahead of them and back and forth. Plus, and I always talk with DJ on this, it's an input for everybody, is Larry needs to know what's going to happen 2 months in advance, so we can get that information onto the newsletter.
well, I think it's also this little schedule we have here.
Right.
I think that little schedule should say meeting on the 8th of May, speaker so-and-so, this is a Zoom password, Zoom meeting, so it's all in there. And then September will have the same thing, and on and on and on. But we want to go back in and make sure that this is, so I like no-brainer format, and anybody could take it over. It doesn't make any difference who was here. It's gonna go bam, 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 and it'll be taken care of. Does everybody agree that no-brainer format's a good way to do things? Okay. Okay, and no, I think we got everything. Now, do we have any other things that we want to add on for discussion?
Yes, I would
Yes.
like, I
Yes.
would like us to discuss, who is going to be the permanent reader. I mean, we've always had a designated reader prior to.
Yeah.
Moving over here.
Leader, is that what you?
Greater.
Greeter, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am losing my hearing,
No,
so yeah,
no,
okay,
my throat.
so. I thought there was,
DJ did it today. Al used-
No,
Al used to
Mary
be
Ann
doing
was
it.
Oh,
also
yes.
there with me, and we were just sitting there. I didn't know it was the greeter.
Well, I think what Pat's saying is, we want to make sure people are felt welcome, whether they're a member now and we don't know them, or they're a new member, or if there's somebody that just comes to listen to
Well,
presentation.
Ed, I mean, sorry, John.
Yeah.
I should tell you guys, and no, I would like being the greeter then. I didn't know that's what I was called today, but I could be the greeter.
Great.
Yeah, I don't mind talking to people and saying, well.
Okay.
no, that's the fun part.
Well, they sign them in and just welcome them, make them feel welcome. Hey, come on over. We got water and cookies and, and, oh, by the way, the presentation is going to be such and such today, and make people feel welcome. We need to do that. And then we can fill this place every time,
Yeah.
which is what we want to go off and go do. And so I think that's a good idea to have a permanent greeter. Okay.
I do, I will volunteer to be the greeter for at least the next 12 months.
Okay,
That's perfect.
thank you.
Thank you, because this, how we're gonna do is, because you get better or you get worse. You don't ever stay the same. And we want to get better, every meeting we have, we want it better. Okay, anything else from any other discussion we want to have or anything else we want to do? The one other thing that I have is the updating of the website. Mary Ann said she updated a whole bunch of it.
If you want to project it on the screen, we can have a look at it. James,
Yeah,
can you project a copy of the website on the screen? So
Right
people can
now.
look at it?
well, that's all been disassembled. I don't have the screen up anymore. I can figure it out. It'll take me a minute. Yeah.
And I think that's a good idea because
The best way to evaluate what needs to be done is to have a look at it.
that's right. And what we do is we take 2 or 3 pages and maybe if we cover 2 or 3 pages today, and then we'll cover there and maybe we'll do another 2 or 3 pages.
How many
And
people have actually looked at the website since the last board meeting?
I have
How much is out of date?
lots of it when I looked at it.
I want to hear about it because I was editing it as I went along.
And, and I
One
think,
of the problems is, and his,
That's gonna be
I think
difficult
it's Doug
for,
Stoner who mentioned it, is that the newsletter, maybe a half dozen or so people are looking at it out of all the members.
Yeah, if the board on this side can come around to this side of the
Will
table,
okay, we'll do that.
and have a look at the website.
Well, I can see it, we can see it over here. I can see it over here. Some people need to move to where they can. They're not-
I'm gonna get out of one fire.
James, I have to remember how to log into it. But,
I'm logged in too. It's,
okay, so you could edit as we go along.
well, we only have 5 minutes, but yeah, we could do that. Man, I don't mind.
That's it.
Well, I thought it was 1:30. We have this room until 1:30.
Oh, I
If
suppose.
we want to spend a little longer, that's okay with me.
Yeah, clean up and exit. So drag the chair around, John. and-
Yeah, I got a bit bigger. And one of the things that we should go back up and see if there's people that are no longer on those, we shouldn't have the pictures up there for people that are no longer here.
We have several of those that are deceased.
Yeah, maybe move over to the side so I can see better.
That's all right.
Thanks.
Maybe to the 5.
Okay, thanks.
Let's start in the top row with about KCS. So about us,
About us.
talks about who we are. Mission hasn't changed.
Well, technically, it's a little different. On
Okay,
the, if you look at the Great Give, it's slightly longer than that.
okay.
We're,
If you would email that to me, please, because I didn't know about the great gift. Yeah, and this part I didn't edit. Okay, so that's about us.
So,
that's about it.
Annual dues are still the same. The history is the history.
Exactly. So we
Okay.
can go, that's that link. Event
That's-
calendar.
is Fixed and the calendar is fixed. Has anybody, have you, other people in here looked at the calendar recently?
Show them that, yeah.
Please look at the calendar.
I got
Okay.
calendars too.
Yeah, I have to, that's pretty up, pretty up.
that is wonderful.
But wait.
That's the good part.
But wait, there's more. Click
know.
on the link for today's general meeting. Not only does it say that there's a general meeting, it gives you all of the details.
Where's
So
that?
every single one of those events on there has the location, the time. If there's a Zoom link, it has the Zoom link. It has the who you can contact. It has a map.
I mean, it's super.
Okay, so where is that, to go back, James, I want to be as a stranger, and I'm looking at this website. How would I know?
It maybe needs to be featured more prominently,
Yep,
but it's right there under about KCS.
yeah,
It's
see,
the event
no,
calendar.
that's got to move.
I think it should move up to front.
Yeah, can you
front
make
page.
that somewhere else, Mary Ann?
The event
Probably, yeah, if I get back in there and fiddle around with it, I can probably do that.
I
Okay.
think that should be first and foremost. Woo, we really, I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit about
Block
that.
off to the side, the events, current events. Or. current
Okay, so then
schedule.
if you look at,
Current
if you
events.
click on the card for what we do,
There are 3 links here. The event, oh, there's the event calendar.
There's your event calendar again. There's your New Horizons. That hasn't changed that I know of.
I think
There's
there's
your-
some edits that we need to do, but it's, yeah, minimal. The meetings class,
Meetings, classes, and labs.
see what it shows up for.
I went in and edited this,
Which shows the overview, okay?
right? And it links you down to the classes, and I got rid of the old pictures and the old maps of the old locations. And I put in the new information about the current meeting and the new map that points to this location.
But we got, probably want to update that.
I would, yeah, just leave it out so that we don't have to worry about it.
I mean, I'm not gonna actually start
No,
editing it
but
right
we
now.
can
but yeah.
take it out. At the
Yeah.
time that I was doing this at the last meeting, he was still the, he was still the president, but there's your special interest groups. I added the Kitsap
Yeah,
Mac
and,
users group with a
Right.
map to where they go. It has links to
Yes,
their
that's good,
their
yes.
website. It has links to a map.
All
There are the
edited.
classes. There's
Yeah.
Larry's class. There's my classes.
The calendar.
There's our
Oh, I like
teachers.
that.
So
That's-
that,
that's
the
that.
teachers haven't changed, but that page is,
We
that's
need
where
to
I
make
could go
that
if I was a
page
random person.
More,
The page that should open up in
Yeah.
the schedule, there should be a block just like that says who we are, what we do, how to join, and then it should.
Yeah, so-
Schedule.
That events is this link right here,
Maybe
meetings,
it's
classes and labs.
events.
Yeah, I mean,
Schedule.
Current schedule, something to make it.
Just make it
so
more
they'll go-
prominent. up
Yeah,
at the
so
top.
they'll go there first.
Okay,
Yes. Then it will go back and he just brings that up and somebody can see that we're gonna meet today, they're gonna.
right. But all the meeting information is current now.
Yes, yes.
And the classes are current now, and
Yeah.
maps are current now, and
Yeah.
the pictures of where we go are current now.
Yeah,
That looks, that look.
at least that. And you can
there
work
we
with
go.
that, whatever, Marion.
Because this is what, I think this is what
Yeah,
public sees right away, and if the public sees something that's out of date,
Okay.
it doesn't. Because I think that when we
Nope,
get
didn't
this the
want to
way
delete
we
second.
want, I think we next in May's gathering, we're just gonna show people what our website has been updated.
hey,
Yeah.
do we ever know, is there a technological way to know how many people access the website to check it out?
There should be a counter on there. Oh,
Yeah, there should be
late.
something. I haven't looked at it,
I don't
but
know.
I mean, James just gave me access so I could go in and update things, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
we
makes
could
sense.
Figure out a way to publicize that to maybe get more.
Sure.
How do I get out of this?
I mean, you can get into the calendar and you can see what we actually do,
Sorry.
and you can join.
You put a picture of the new,
I'm trying to get out.
I think James did that, because I think he had a photograph
Of which did I?
of the new board.
Oh, I have the photo of the board. I have not put it anywhere. So where should that actually belong?
that's the new board now.
That's not
The picture of the board,
Well, it's.
Well, this is just a carousel of members. This is not indicative of anything particular.
Right.
right.
I don't know if we have a board. I'm trying to figure out how I go back to the main actual page.
There is one that shows board, that would be
Let's see here.
Well, that looks good, Marianne, you did it. And just-
Yeah.
I went after the stuff that, I was getting phone calls from people, because they would respond to the Kitsap Computing Seniors email address, and you would forward it to me. And then I would go to the website to try and find the information they were looking for. And it was all, we're meeting over on Lebo Boulevard, and we're teaching workshops on to blow the bunnies out of your
Yeah.
computer, and we're not doing any of that stuff. So I got rid of all that. And I got rid of the maps, and I updated the meeting information, and I didn't rearrange the page, but at least the.
I guess
information
the about us page somewhere on here, the board should go. I don't know where board
is-
photo.
Board of Trustees.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so replace this image with a new one. I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy. We could update this information. I skipped back out, but
Yeah.
I actually sent all that information to Doug. He said he was gonna update,
I begged Doug for over a month to fix
Well,
stuff, and it didn't get fixed. He just doesn't have the time or the band.
Yeah, he's too involved in
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, so that's when I just pitched a fit and asked James to give me access.
until,
Tired of
until-
asking.
he's like an accountant until the tax season is over.
Yeah,
see here.
I think that those things present
Yeah,
the picture of
Yeah,
our
the
organization.
offices
Well, and
need to be
also, you know,
updated.
if you really want to know where to go to learn something, or you really want to know where the meetings are, you know, we were sending them over to Levo Boulevard. Here in town, you know, the last board meeting.
I mean, I don't know, just since I'm here,
Sure.
we're talking about it. Is this second vice president, is that still be?
All that's the same.
Okay, works, so
you know,
update.
Over here, Dennis
But
Manic.
it
has
would
to
be interesting to
taken
get some
out.
metrics to see
Al
which portions
Valencia,
of the
and-
website people are visiting, but because my bet is they're visiting. Where can I take a class?
Yeah.
And where are the meetings?
Now you'll have
And
to
it's
add me
really
back
nice that
on
you
the
have
trustees
records,
next
but I
day.
really
Oh,
don't
yeah.
care about that. I care about where the classes
Oh,
are.
Carolyn.
Here,
Where the meetings are.
Passed away.
That's the page I'm most interested in. And can I get a free computer?
Yeah.
Carolyn Fraser passed away.
Oh, we'll cut that. Oops. Come on. Okay,
Al Valencia is off the board.
it's not even a trustee.
And-
And Irene is on the board.
So, yeah, so here the,
Irene and
there's Irene,
Ward.
Boards of-
and then Audrey had Ward and Roger Miller.
She's 60 there.
Roger. No.
Get all three.
Spelling was right.
Berg, Sago,
Oh.
Reinertz,
Am I wrong on the spelling?
No, it's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Roger Miller. We got them all, right?
No,
Okay.
Audrey Harris.
Oh, Audrey Harris, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
She told me she's 60 there.
All right, updated.
Yeah.
So,
Membership, oh, over on the right-hand side, membership is now.
Membership,
instead of
yeah,
Al
it was-
Valencia.
it's whom? I'm sorry.
Mary Ann,
Oh, you see, you got it.
it's actually two
Mary.
words, no E. Thank you. Good.
I don't know if we want to remove Al from teachers. Property officer, he's not that anymore either.
Oh, and this is somebody got your name wrong on that. There we go.
I will answer to anything, but
No, I answered it just sound.
Oh.
Jake something,
Do
right?
we even need property officer in there?
does anybody care other than
Yes.
us?
No, I think it's.
Yeah, I didn't know we had it.
It's not no longer needed. Let's get this
Well, that's when
updated.
we had the storage over at
Yeah,
Sheridan
where-
Park.
What can I get if I join KCS Computing Seniors? What am I gonna get out of it? You know, what's happening?
Who's our current publicity?
Gee, who's Cheryl Smith. Put it at the bottom.
She's still a member, she's president, she's still a member, but
She is still a member.
she hasn't been active. for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah, well, she
Is
she
she
was
still-
active for a while and then she just paid her dues not long.
Oh, okay.
All right, did we want, let's see, who was, well, I just, publicity, who's our publicity chair right now?
We don't know.
We
We
don't have.
don't have.
I'm just gonna remove this, we could add it once we decide on that.
There you go.
All right, so that page is now looking better. I will update that photo when I'm at home. I'm not gonna spend time on that right now.
How about you scroll back down to where the, there's a picture of the trustees, right?
Yeah, that's what
Right.
he's gonna update.
He's gonna,
Right.
Because he's got the picture, he just
He's got
doesn't
all
know
the
exactly.
I just don't, I don't have it in front of me right this second, so I gotta dig for it when I'm back at home.
Yeah. that's
Well, we
good.
need a picture of the new board.
Yeah.
That's what
he
we-
got the Picture, he just doesn't have it here right now. He's gonna do it later.
And we kill this.
Picture of four new people who came on.
Did I not save? What's my updates?
So we may have to redo the picture.
We have to
Wait.
take
Either that or we'll have to
Have to take another picture.
Photoshop them in.
Photoshop and
Oh, well, yeah, we can take another picture. I just like, if we wanna do that, I just have to bring the camera again. That's not a
We're
problem.
gonna have to
Yeah.
wag out of here,
Yeah,
guys.
it's time for,
It is time.
time for us.
yeah,
I do thank
That-
everybody for, because we're making
What-
progress, and that's what we need to do is make progress.
What's
Does
behind,
anybody
it?
else
What's
wanna
behind the
comment?
phone icon? What's behind that? Is
A
that-
contact link, just a contact us link.
Or is it just an icon?
John.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you.
There is no phone number.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes to the contact us link. That's enough. So if I,
Don't have, no have, you don't have to hear it. We could set up a legal phone number, you know, that will take voicemail.
Well, he gave me one.
that's what shows up. Oh, we got this address here. This Lebo is probably not the right place to visit. President, so the contact us page needs updated. I'll add that to the list.
Not you. but-
All right, I'm killing the meeting. Thank you for anyone who's still attending. Goodbye.